Good afternoon and welcome to my Facebook Live this afternoon. My name's Jenny McCormack. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in Brackley in the centre of the UK. If you're joining me live, you should see a little red live square on the top left hand side if you're on Facebook. And if that is the case, then feel free to interact. Let me know that you're here so that I can converse with you. If you're watching on Catch Up or on YouTube, then I won't be able to respond to you live, but I will try and keep up with any questions or comments that you may make. So I thought today we would use the Gorgeous Posies card kit. And I haven't used this one before. I haven't even got it out of its box until literally just now. This is a card kit that doesn't include the stamps for the sentiments. So it's a basic card kit in its own right. It does have matching stamps with sentiments called Gorgeous Posies, and the kit is called Gorgeous Posies. If you have existing stamps with sentiments, then you can of course use those. What this allows you to do is add sentiments that will exactly match the suggested cards, and also allow you to go on to make further cards in a similar style. So, hi Laura, thank you for joining me, and hope I have got sound this time according to my little sound slider. It looks like I have. So I have to say, one thing Stampin' Up are very good at are their card kits. There are lots of different ones in lots of different styles. I have to say, I love this kit because of the box. Let's be honest, who doesn't like a nice box? So this is a sturdy card box with a little elastic band around the top. The instructions come with it, and the whole thing comes in a really well packaged cardboard box. So literally ready to send to somebody. You'd only have to put a label on the outside and you could send it as is. So it would make a really nice present for somebody. So hi Jeanette. Hi Christine. Oh good. I'm glad I'm sounding good. So these are the instructions, and it will give you, if I can get it open, written instructions and tips. But it also gives you a photographic sample of each of the cards. So this is the Get Well Soon card. They have Comfort and Peace. And then they have a Kind and Thoughtful Friend. And obviously you can swap the sentiments out if you wish. And then we have Celebrating Your Day. So these kits can be found at the front of our annual catalogue. Let me open this up. Woohoo! And have a look. So we have some ribbon and some thread. Now the colours that they quote, Stampin' Up colours, are Blackberry Bliss, Highland, Gorgeous Grape, and Shaded Spruce. They're the main ones. So let's see what we have. So we have some really pretty Gorgeous Grape Baker's Twine, and this ribbon is really nice. So it's like sheer in the centre, and then it's got gold thread and then white. So let's see what sort of bows it makes. So it's up to you with any of our card kits if you do the kits exactly as they suggest, or whether you do your own thing entirely. So you can do, so it includes cards and envelopes and embellishments. Oh, that's really pretty. So it's got a little bit of weight to it, but it's not so heavy that you can't manipulate it. Sometimes when you get really heavy ribbon or stiff ribbon, you can't do anything with it. But that's really pretty. I don't know if you can see that in the light. So we have the ribbon. Let's just pop that back in there, and the thread. Okay, let's get this section out. So this all comes as a complete box. So you can see the box there, very sturdy. So what you could do is either make all of the cards up and gift them ready-made in the box, or you could give the whole kit. Depends on who you wanted to give it to. So let's have a look at this. Let me get some scissors to open this up. It looks like even the envelopes are gorgeous grape colour. So the nice thing also about this is when you're working on it, you can put everything back in the box. So if you're limited for space, like many of us are, you don't have to leave everything out. You can pop it away in the box while you're not working on it. So let's see what we have. So these look like individual panels. So we've got 4 of those. So obviously you could have this in quite a few different directions. We have 4 of these, and the same would apply. So you could decide how you wanted to rotate that. 4 of these. Just really pretty with that gold. And then, well, that was the other way around, but 4 of those. So really nice panels in their own right. So 4 4s are 16 by my calculation. And then let's see what we have. Okay. So 8 of the pink cards. Looks like 4 of the purple posy. It's like soft sea foam. There's 4 of those. These are the envelopes. How gorgeous are they? Look at those. Very stylish, and even the inside is printed. Look at that. And then we have die cuts for the sentiments. And these look really pretty. So they've got like almost like a burnt edge to them. So it's like a soft gold. So we have those and all of those. And then we have some little die cuts, which are leaves and flowers. So these are each individual ones. If I turn them over, not sure if you can see. So these aren't self-adhesive by the looks of things. They just pop out and they're card, but they're really pretty. And then we have some more of those die cuts for stamping sentiments. Really, really pretty. So these are laser cut. Okay, so that's what you get in the kit. So the kit itself is £30, and by my calculation you get 16 cards, if I've added that up right. It is beautiful, isn't it, Christine? Yes, it's a good, it looks like a really pretty set. And I have to say, I bought the Posies kit, stamp set, I beg your pardon, because I love these and I'd seen quite a few other demonstrators use this. So the kit was an afterthought, but I thought this is just so pretty, and like so many things, you have to see it in the flesh to really appreciate it. So it does make 16 cards, and you can use the stamp set for the sentiments, or you could use alternative sentiments as well. So I think we should have a go at making some cards. Now I kept my blinds down because that seems to help the light balance. So let's see how we do. So I'm going to put all the die cuts to one side. Now what I would do if I was doing this kit is I would keep all the components on their sheets until I was ready to start creating. Otherwise it's easy for them to get damaged. You could pop those into a little cellophane bag or paper bag in the interim. Let's just tuck the ribbon away, and let's just do them by the book. We'll do a couple by the book anyway, and then I might do some different ones perhaps over the weekend. So this Get Well Soon card requires, well, looks of it, a pink base. So here's our pink base, and then we've got this panel here. So let me put the bases out of the way with the envelopes for the minute. Tell me where they are when I'm looking for them, won't you? Okay, so this is pre-printed. There's nothing to stop you after you've used this kit coming up with your own background designs, especially as this stamp and this stamp are included in the stamp set. Okay, so this is going to go on top of that like so, and then they've added a bit of ribbon behind this circular sentiment and some flowers on the top. Let me just show you, so I hope you can see that okay. So let's stick this down. So one thing this kit doesn't include is glue. So if you were sending it to a friend, you would either need to add in some dimensionals or something, or include some glue in the kit for them. I'm just going to use my seal just to pop this down. Let's wind that up a bit. So I hope, too sticky for my own good. I hope everybody's had a good week. I can't believe we're at Friday already. I don't know where our time has gone. Okay, so I'm going to open up that card the way that I want it. Now at this point you could of course decide to do your whole card in a different orientation. I could also put this up on dimensionals if I wished. Okay, there we go. How pretty is that? What I like about these kits as well is they give you inspiration for other cards. So what I would do is take a photograph of that layer, so that even when I finish with the card kit I could generate something similar to that. So let's do our stamping. So they've used one of these. So they have a completely plain white side and then this slightly tinted side. And we'll use a Get Well. So I'm going to do a couple exactly as is, and then I might pop on over the weekend and do some variations. So let me see. I've used this stamp set before. Okay, let me grab a piece of grid paper just to practice on, and I have 3 colours at the ready. 150, is that 150? Yeah. Oh, 190 a card. Plus the box. Okay, so a choice of colours: Gorgeous Grape Shaded Spruce, Blackberry Bliss. They did Gorgeous Great, but I'm going to do Blackberry Bliss. Pick out this lovely deep colour. Having said that, I don't know how much ink I've got in this. I haven't re-inked any ink pads since lockdown, and I really do need to sit down and do that. Okay, that's not too bad. Could do with a little bit more ink, but okay. So what I tend to do if I'm practicing is I use the reverse of the die cut they've given me just to practice on. Okay, so that you know for positioning and you know that it's going to come out well. Okay, so then I'm going to turn it over because I'm happy with that and do it on the right side. So that's just something I tend to do where I've got a limited number of die cuts. There we go. So there's my get well soon. So I picked out this colour here. And let's tuck this away. Find the die cuts that they've used. So they've used one of these here, a 2 and a 1 flower, and I think it's probably the small of the pair, and a single one, just judging by the size of that flower. Move that out of the way. Put it up on there. Okay, so these are going to go together. Now you could use a bone folder to give these some shape. You could also use ink and a dauber around the edges if you wanted to. So I'm just going to give these a bit of a curl. So I'm going to have some going down that way, like that, and then this going the other way. So these are on card, so they're quite strong, but don't go mad. I did that the other day on a different demonstration. I said don't pull it too hard, except when you do pull it too hard and it breaks, you can still use it. That's exactly what happened. Exactly as I was saying it, it tore. Hey ho. Okay, so I've got a little bit of interest there. You could also use an embossing tool and a mat if you wanted to. Okay, let's find that lovely ribbon. So this is obviously quite a girly set. I think it's quite a girly set to do. And because there's quite a lot of pink and purple, but I think some of them would work for male cards. So I'm just doing this. So they've got it 3, 1, 2, 3. And obviously if you've got other ribbon and you want to keep this for something else, just swap out your ribbon. It's not a problem at all. Like so. This is particularly nice, I have to say. You can see that gold. Right, we put that to one side. So I think what I'm going to do is put this, how did I make that longer than I need? Perhaps I do that and then add a little bit, which I really don't need to do. So I'm going to put some seal on here, like so. I'm actually going to do it in a sort of slight crisscross, so it's stuck in there. And then let me cut this edge off at an angle. You could do it as a fishtail if you wanted to. So let's do like so, and then across there and I've got enough, hopefully, enough glue sitting on there, and this one to come back like that. Let's put a little bit in there, like so. Just going to trim this end to make it look a bit tidier. And obviously it's been scrunched up in the bag, so it's a little bit wonky, but I don't think that will matter. So I'll get well soon is going to go on top of that, and I'm just going to put a dimensional top and bottom, but just in that little segment. So just in here and here. Only because I want it to straddle that ribbon, and also I don't want to cover up those holes. I think the little holes would be okay. That's another quite good reason for stamping on the reverse. You can see roughly where it's going to be. Okay, let's give it a go. What do we think? Oh, hi Carol with an E. Carol and Christine, I know you both follow Ruth. I've seen you both on there at the same time, so it's nice that you're both following me. Thank you. It's always appreciated. Okay, so looking at the Gorgeous Posies kit for Carol. And I say, sorry that I'm later today, although I might switch my Fridays to 5 o'clock while I've got the light. It's just a bit less of a rush for me. It depends on whether it suits you lovely people as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add this little bit of detail. So I think I'm going to pop that on first. Bring it round to the left. Sorry, there's a bit of shade in there, isn't there? I'm going to fix that with, what am I going to fix it with? Wet glue, I think, just to go on that corner. So I wonder what people have lined up for the weekend, if anything. I'm working somewhere else tomorrow morning. Oh, actually tomorrow all day. And then I'm guessing our class in a box orders all ready for Sunday. So if you haven't seen those, you can catch up with those on my Facebook Live. I think I popped a link on there yesterday. Or it might even have been the day before, if you want to see them in person. I'm just going to bend this one that way actually. Tuck that underneath, like so. And there we have it. So that's our first card. That's really pretty. That would cheer anybody up, wouldn't it? Don't you think? So it has the envelope to go with it. This gorgeous one here. Gosh, if you receive that in the post, you'd know it's something special, wouldn't you? And then of course what you could do is add some detail inside if you wanted, with the stamps from the Gorgeous Posies. This little one here is the same as this pink. Okay, so there's number one. Shall we do another one? Let me have a look. see what I've got that's slightly different. Okay, let's do this one here. Celebrating Your Day. So this is also a pink base, so that's why there's more pink bases than the others. I mean, I could switch out the base, no problem at all, but I want to do it as is, so I can show people the finished product, and then I can do some changes accordingly. Right, and then the panel for this one, and again they've done it this way round, is the one with the gold panel here. Oh, it's that one. There's two with gold. This one here, like so. That is just so pretty. If I could stamp and have that effect, I'd be really pleased with that, just as a card, just stamped, wouldn't you? Okay. So you could, this is the way the card is opening, you could, I reckon, also do it that way round. Okay, although they are slightly coming down from the top, I suppose, but there we go. All right, and then they've got Celebrating Your Day with a different die cut. So you get all of these die cuts. So I'm pretty sure you get more than you need. And yes, let's just count them up, because we said there's 16 cards, didn't we? So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 15, 16, 17. 18, 19, 20, 25 sentiments strips. Unless anything has got 2 on it. I don't think they have. So, Celebrating Your Day is on one of these here. This would make a nice wedding card, in my opinion, wouldn't it? Or a nice birthday card for an older person. I think they'd really appreciate it. My mum would like this, and actually it's my mum's birthday coming up soon. She's 91. So, and she loves purples and pinks, so I think I'm going to do that and maybe add the number. I don't know. It's always a bit tricky, isn't it? Okay, so they've got Celebrating Your Day on here, and they've stamped it off to the left. So let's do that. Oh, bless you, Carol. Christine. Sorry. That's very sweet of you. Because, I mean, there's so many demonstrators. And as you say, people have different styles. And some you feel attracted to. And others, you know, maybe their style is different. Or, you know, it's nice, really, that we are all so different. Okay, so this is going to go on there, and I think I'm going to use the Gorgeous Grape for that. They've used what looks like petal pink, but I like to bring in the darkest colour, especially for sentiments, and more especially when I'm the one that's got inks that need refilling, so you really need the darkest colour. Is that bad? Just don't tell anyone else. Okay, so this should be Gorgeous Grape. It is. It just looks so similar to the other one. Oh yes, that's better. You can see in the light now. So I'm going to do the same thing. Stamp it on the reverse, just to get a feel for that positioning, and just going to bring it over a little bit. so I can see that position. Yes, it's going up a little bit on the right hand side. So let's try that. That's better. So obviously you have a selection of these. If you mess a few up and run out, don't worry, just use either some strips of card and cut it down, or use some spare die cuts. If you've had a die cut in a kit from me, or if you've got a die cutting machine, there's nothing to stop you using alternate die cut shapes. Or if you've got punches, you could do the same thing. So for this one, in their sample, I don't know how much of that you can really see from here. Let me bring it up to the camera a little bit. Okay, so they've got what looks like the larger die cut flower, which is this one here, and they've got one of these little sort of circular roses, and the larger of these leaves, and I'm going to use one. Perhaps I'll use the larger one. So what I will do with these when I've finished is I use, or when I'm part of the way through I should say, is I use one of our stamp cases. Let me grab one. Like so. And then I can put all the components in, okay, and all of these bits and pieces, so that mainly so I don't lose them, and also it keeps them really flat. Okay, so you can keep them in the box, obviously, keep them flat at the bottom, but that's what I tend to do if I haven't finished the kit, or if I finished it and I've got bits left over, then I have them ready. And I've done that with each of my any kits that I have. So like the Boho Indigo, my favourite kit. Okay, so let's put this together, and what they've got under here is a little bit of ribbon and some thread. So find the end of the ribbon, like so. They actually give you the measurements. It says 4 inches of ribbon. Okay, just so that you know. Or you can just, you know, do your own thing, really. So I think what I'm going to do is I might put that down with glue dots, because I want it to stay, or I could just put a strip of seal on it. Let's put this flower, let's give it a bit of interest, and then we'll layer them up together. So just running it through with the bone folder and the thumb, like you would curling ribbon. If you've ever done curling ribbon, for example, with a pair of scissors or something, where you drag it across. But you could easily use an embossing tool, or you could fold this in the centre, like so. I think that's something that Ruth might do, actually. If you ladies might know. So Laura, I want to know if you've done any crafting since your kit arrived, if you're still with us. Okay, so just giving those a little bit of interest like that. Let me find the thread, which I think I put back in here. So this is Gorgeous Grape Baker's Twine. Now, yes, I had a horrible feeling I wasn't going to be able to find the end. So I think they've just tied a bow. So I'm just going to do the same. You could double this up actually if you wanted to. It's quite a fine twine. Like so. This is a good rainy day kit, especially with this, you know, autumnal weather. Bit of brightness to cheer you up. Okay, so there's my little bow. So let's put this down. So I think I'm going to put a bit of 3 glue dots along here. Let me grab those. See what everybody's saying. To allow for stamping mistakes. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless. 1 year younger than your parents. Your parents are 92. Oh, my goodness. Oh, thank you, Christine. It's a good age, isn't it? It's a really good age. Right, let me just tidy this end up, which is a lot easier to do when it's not on the card. That wasn't very tidy, but it's Friday. So I wonder if 5 PM suits people better on a Friday. I know not everybody's here that would normally be here at 3, but if it does, then I might revisit my time. Okay, before I stick that down, let's stick this down. So this is my card, that is my layer. So you could use any glue that you prefer for this element. So if you prefer tape or wet glue, it's quite a thick card, so you could use wet glue. Just don't go mad and soak it. There we go. Okay, let's pop this one down. So they've had it sort of bottom of there, really. Yep, turn it the right way round. It sticks so much better when you put the glue dot face down. There we go, really pretty. Okay, then we've got Celebrating Your Day, which I'm going to pop up on dimensionals here. That's the only downside to stamping on the back first, is making sure you then use the right side. There we go. 3 dimensionals. 3. I'm thinking actually for my mum that I might make up all of these cards and give them to her in the box, so that she's got an assortment, and it's very much her style, so she's got an assortment of cards to give. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And Celebrating Your Day is quite useful because it could be anniversary, it could be birthday. It's quite forgiving, isn't it? I think. So let us see. Let's put that one down first. And again, I'm going to use wet glue for these. Put that on there. And then they have the 2 coming out from there. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that base. So not a great deal, but enough to hold it. Tuck it underneath there. Just holding that down. And then a little one up at the top. Sometimes I put glue on both sides so that it'll either stick to the top or the bottom depending on its position. Because sometimes, especially when you've curved it, it sits better on against the top. If you can see that though. And then finally they put theirs on top, but I think I'm going to tuck mine underneath because this is so pretty. I think I'm going to tuck that one in there rather than stick it on top, especially because I've curled it. So I'm going to put the glue sort of on one edge, and that edge is the side that's going to be tucked inside. And I've forgotten the thread which they put underneath. So let's tuck this in first, like so. And they put the thread under there, so I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller. I'm going to put a glue dot and tuck it just underneath so it's popping out. And what I'll do is I'll fold the glue dot over with the scissors so that it's not quite as big. Like that. Otherwise you tend to see just the glue dot and nothing else. So I'm just going to tuck this under there. Pop that down with the nip of the scissors. There we go. And then just trim these off. Like so. So pretty. Celebrating your day. Just wondering whether to put a glue dot under there, but I think I'll leave it because it might just flatten on its own, and if it doesn't I can add a glue dot after, can't I? Okay, so that's 2 out of the 4 designs. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Jeanette. Oh, perfect. Yes, in which case I will. From next week I'll make Fridays 5 o'clock. I might actually do the same on Thursday because it's just so dark. So let me tidy these up and show you. So that's all I'm going to do for today because I've been going on for 45 minutes already. So this is the Gorgeous Posies card kit. Makes 16 cards. These are 2 of them. I really do like them, I have to say. And you could just use, you know, that just even in its own right and stamp straight onto there. Be nothing to stop you doing that if you wanted to. So you could literally take that, celebrating your day, or even just up in there. So I might do that as an alternative, but those die cuts are really useful. These ones here are really useful indeed. So let me clear this out of the way. So it comes with the ribbon and the baker's twine. Probably what I would do with the ribbon is pop it onto a piece of card. So this came in the top of the pack. So So I think what I would do, just to keep it nice and straight, I know you might get a little kink where it goes around the card, but just to help it straighten out. So I've had this kit for a little while. But I thought it was a perfect one to do on my Friday sort of family day. And also, it means I don't have to think about it beforehand. I'm giving away all my secrets today. Okay, let's put a bit of tape on here, like so. Pop that on there, like that. Okay, so that's going to straighten that out really nicely. I'll pop it back in there. And these are the two cards that I made. Celebrating Your Day and a Get Well Soon. So I know my mum won't be watching because she doesn't really do computers apart from our family Zoom meeting, but that's always set up for her. So this is definitely going to be her birthday present. A series of cards already made up in the cutest box ever. If you like purples and pinks, I really like that. So I hope that's been useful. I will either pop in over the weekend and do the other two cards, or I might do that on my Monday morning live. Just depends on what my weekend's like. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your lovely comments, everybody, and I appreciate your support for myself and also our fellow demonstrators, especially in the UK. Let's see what happens to us next week with the announcements regarding any changes in lockdown. So I'm very grateful that I can bring you these shows live and obviously on catch up. So thank you for being there for me, and I hope to continue that, of course. If you're interested in my class in a box, you can find the details on my Facebook page. That booking for that closes on Sunday, and it's all about wreaths. You can either choose an all occasions pack or a Christmas pack, excuse me, or both. Details are on there, but message me if you've got any queries on that at all. Thank you so much. Stay safe, look after each other, look after yourselves. I hope you can keep crafting. Thank you. Bye bye.